Today's episode is brought to you by the Vegas Beer Guys and the Sounds in Cinema podcast.
Everything sequel contains explicit language. And why the fudge not, you melon farmer?
Expendables 2. My name is Michael Shantz of the How Dare You Awards. Joining me, the man who found me the new person to pick on, Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions. Say hi, Tom.
I now pronounce you man and knife.
They're all going to be Statham, right?
Well, I do a better Statham than Stallone. It's not the most accurate Jason Statham impression, but I think it captures the essence exactly of the man better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's one...
more, your impression is more of an impression of how did this get made's impression than it is anything else, I think.
Well, I mean, I kind of revel in... I revel in lines like this, which are kind of as close to real-life McBain as it gets. I mean, some of these I think are actually McBain lines, and if they're not, I think it's one of the rare occasions where the Simpsons writers missed the boat.
Right. Love it.
I'll try and throw in a few Stallone and Arnie's in there because they've got some zingers too. But
definitely,
I don't know, Statham.
Schwarzenegger in this movie is he's selling it.
In this movie,
he's fully on board.
Again, I think we're dealing with a lot of actors who get flack for their performances in movies. One I've never understood is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've never understood why people have any issue with his performances, and people see a clunkiness there that I just don't see. And
I agree.
He leans into the comedy in this so well,
and
dare I say, he nails many of his line reads.
Yeah, and
the thing that always struck me about Arnie is people go, oh, he sounds so ridiculous, and he's an action star, and when he speaks, he sounds stupid. I'm like, but think about it. This is an actor who is known more for what he says in movies than what he does in movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
So both things can't be true. Like, you either like that or you don't.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess one of my favorite stories...
There's so much hypocrisy around many of the actors. Like, we see, this Dolph Lundgren in Masters of the Universe can't speak, or, Van Damme can't act. I'm like, first of all, kicking is acting. If you're in a kicking movie, and you're the best kicker in the movie, you're the best actor in the movie. But add to that what he does character-wise in this movie, I think. But it's weird because he had a kind of renaissance where people were like, "Oh, we actually like Jean-Claude Van Damme in movies now."
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever happened with Lundgren. Maybe a little bit with Creed 2. But this is... Anyway.
No, not in the same way,
Not in the same way, but he deserves it on the basis of these movies.
Sure.
Go on, what were you going to say? Sorry. Before I waxed lyrical.
I don't know, I forgot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just can't contain myself. Like, I get so riled up about the inverted snobbery.
Oh, I know what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So you can shut up now.
Okay.
I was
shutting up, sir.
I was just speaking about Arnold Schwarzenegger and his most famous line that he wanted to change. That to me is very funny because he goes, "This doesn't make sense, James. Like, why would I say I'll be back? I would say I will be back. So I think it should be I will be back." And James Cameron kind of famously just said, "Shut the fuck up. and do the line as it's written. He's like, okay, and he was absolutely correct.
Yeah. I love that in this movie he gets to say someone else's famous action catchphrase.
Yeah.
And he says it in a way that again that no one but him would deliver it.
Yeah. Almost thrown away.
Yeah.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking The Expendables 2, a 2012 film with the highest mark for all of these movies, including the original, 68% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think, I'm glad that people seem to realize this is where the series came into its own.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fair.
Agreed.
Do you show me the money next, or do you tell me who directed it? You know what would be helpful for...
Look at you trying so hard.
You know what would be helpful to remind me to say this? If I knew what order this part of the show went in. If I had that down, I'd be coming straight in with the show me the money. But I had a moment there where I was like, wait, does he talk about the director next?
You doubted.
I think you do show me the money next, right?
I think we go either way. I think we go back and forth.
Oh, so it's not my fault.
But I think we usually go director first.
Yeah, okay.
All right. This is a veteran director, Simon West.
Mm-hmm.
Not the character of Wesley Snipes from Demolition.
Military veteran or filmmaking veteran? I guess both is possible with this particular movie.
Yeah, filmmaking. You might have heard of these gems. Con Air.
Oh. Well, that makes total sense, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
It's basically, Con Air is basically Expendables on a plane.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's a sequel pitch taken care of. We don't have to do our sequel pitch episode now. Expendables on a plane.
Half of these movies are planes. What are you talking about?
They're on a plane a lot, I gotta say. It's almost not worth pointing out that they're on a plane.
Yeah. Well, then we get The General's Daughter.
Oh.
Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Big fan of those shorts. When a Stranger Calls.
What, those short films or her shorts?
No, the actual shorts that she wears.
Okay. Oh, so you're just being a creep. Okay, I'm with you. That's fine. Yeah. I thought you were saying like that like he did a series of like digital shorts to promote the movie that were really good.
Of course not.
That's too far back for that anyway.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider is famous for the shorts, Tom.
Surely the tits. Above the shorts.
I'm gonna put that on a fucking poster.
I think you're all
Surely
I think
the
you're all
tits.
basically if you're a creepy man watching Lara Croft Tomb Raider, you're like, it's all about the shorts. I'm like, I think you're burying the lead. I think what you mean to say is it's about the tits. I don't think anyone's looking at the shorts.
No, everybody looks at the shorts.
It's funny, like legs used to be
When
a
you
sex
have
thing.
Angelina Jolie as the title character, yeah, you're probably looking at the tits too.
Legs used to be a sex thing, but they're out of fashion as a sex thing now. Like if you go back to if you read books from the 1940s, I mean mainly it's because they couldn't describe other female body parts. But they're sort of like, she had the best gams in the business. And, it's always like,
Sure.
I sacrificed my fortune just so I could get to the gams. And I'm just like, really? It's like, but what about the tits and the ass? Is this way better?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The shorts accentuate the ass.
Oh, if it's from behind, that's a whole different proposition. But head on, you're not noticing the tits.
All right.
I think we need to get out of this hornet's nest.
This has been How Creeps Be Creeps Roundup. So we talk about the career of Simon West.
I didn't think we could bottom out more than talking about the Expendables 2, but we found a way to make it even less respectable. Oh, God. So, was anything else in his resume?
Yeah, so he did a remake of When a Stranger Calls.
Uh-huh.
Except what you think that movie would be about, which is just like in the one location in the house.
Oh, good for him.
That's how they do
I
that.
like the sound of all of this.
He got into Jason Statham's life with The Mechanic.
Which is a remake of the Charles
Bronson
yeah.
remake. Yeah.
Ever heard the word mechanic used outside its regular meaning?
We got movies I haven't heard of. Wild Card.
No.
Gun Shy.
No.
But not that. I think there's a Gun Shy with Sandra Bullock and Liam Neeson, but it's not that one. Skyfire.
That's not. They're not trying, are they, with that title?
Not at all.
Skyfire. Yeah, sure.
That's a me title.
It's just a firework they're describing there. That's like
and then we've
someone without language trying to describe a firework. Skyfire. Yes, that is. We call it something like that. Yes.
Wait a second. I gotta make sure I have this right. All right. So I have a movie called Old Guy.
That's a Statham, right?
I don't think so.
No.
No, that's Christoph Waltz
Oh.
and Lucy Liu.
What? Why do they get time to make these movies?
Well, it's nothing but time now. And then we have The Legend Hunters.
The most depressing thing you've ever said. Nothing but time now.
I think it's maybe an Asian market film. And then the last thing he did, he's got 3 upcoming, but the last thing he did was Bride Hard.
Which is Statham.
Do you remember that?
Is that Statham?
Well, it's
It sounds like I think every film has Jason Statham.
No, that's that movie with Rebel Wilson.
Okay.
She kind of
like action comedy.
Yeah, like broad action comedy.
Broad action okay. So, yeah, I mean wow, that's more of an impressive resume than I was expecting.
Yeah.
If I'm being perfectly honest, and it shows, I think, absolutely shows the wheelhouse for this movie, where he was the right person to turn to once.
Totally.
Yeah.
Agree 100%.
Show me the money.
What'd you say?
You heard me. No one does that. By the way, no one does that with catchphrases. What you talking about, Willis? What was that? Fuck Willis. Willis, fucking just listen, Willis.
I was like, did he just say the catchphrase? It seems at the wrong time because you said it at the right time.
Yeah, you were talking while at the exact point at which I meant to say it, you were talking. That's how used you are for I get it in the wrong place. You were just like, I can talk here because he's never gonna hit that.
Something went off in my brain. Did Tom speak? Did he say, show me the money? Surely that's not going to be correct.
I wonder if people react as badly when people don't hear the catchphrases as I just did. You heard me.
All right. This doesn't happen often with us. These movies have an anomaly that I quite enjoy.
Ooh.
So, budget, $100 million. Opening weekend, $28.5 million. But in the world, in the USA, just $85 million. So it doesn't even make its money back. But in the world, $314.9 million. So the world kicked in some bucks. The world really likes these movies more than even we do.
And I think that's something to do with that extra layer of self-awareness.
I think so too, yeah.
I think, outside of America, audiences appreciate it when American movies know how ridiculous they are.
Mm-hmm.
And don't try to disguise that or try to or like pretend that they're not,
What they are.
Yeah. And that's the other advantage to these movies, is that you can get on board in a satirical sense as well. There's that option.
Absolutely.
You can leave these movies going. It's like, aren't American movies ridiculous?
Mm-hmm. Well, my first note is we have a considerably longer Lionsgate logo.
I wrote, this is what I wrote. Lionsgate logo attempting a modern-day CGI version of Fritz Lang's Metropolis in 20 seconds of time.
That's quite a note.
It's true as well.
That note is as long as the fucking logo.
Yeah. And then we go to Millennium Films, which is another fake,
which is funny because it's like that's a new logo.
Yeah. Fake sounding, fly by night sounding production company, and the logo's made from Lego bricks.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Fits these movies exactly, and I like that Millennium's along for the ride for all of them.
Yes, all the way to Millennium Media.
Yes.
Even they realize there's no profit to be made in just focusing on movies.
We gotta become a conglomerate.
We gotta
here.
diversify because this industry is dying.
Well, the next thing I know, we have a smoking fort in Nepal.
Yeah, chemical plant in Nepal, and this is where I got my first GoldenEye feel.
Mm-hmm.
That we're in the realms of post-Cold War espionage. And this, the term I kind of used for the first couple of these movies was that we're in a kind of digital practical limbo.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you can see that CGI is being used, but you're aware that some of it is being done practically.
Yes.
It's not indistinguishable, but it's like you mind one less because of the other.
Yeah, I don't know. I also find that there are times for really big stuff and I'm thinking kind of that building falling apart at the end of the next movie.
Uh-huh.
There are moments where the CGI is silly enough,
yeah,
to almost be comedic, but still have that work.
Yeah,
it doesn't grain against you.
Yeah, yeah,
and that's the total opposite of movies of this era for me.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because usually it's used to an effect in which it just doesn't look good, and I'm not saying this looks good. But I'm saying it matches kind of what they're doing with the rest of the film. It matches the silliness.
Yeah.
In a way that I think is okay.
I think they're pretty shrewd as well about using their budget, because one of the things I noticed that we begin with just, classic fucking late night Cinemax action B movie warlord parading through the town.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's some really great production value here, like the how many people there are in the crowd, the way that the town is, the way that town set is built.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a massive budget, right? I mean, it's considerable, but not crazy.
This is the highest budget I think they have. Usually these movies hover around $80 million in the budget. Including the original, if I remember correctly.
It kind of shows how far your dollar could stretch in Eastern Europe, basically, at the time, I think.
Yeah, right.
Because this whole cold open looks great, and it's just, and just so comfortingly old-fashioned.
Yes,
the warlord
exactly.
going through the town.
Uh-huh.
There's a moment where, when the Expendables arrive, sunlight breaks out in the town, and I'm like, this is like watching the Green Berets.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I went down a rabbit hole with the Green Berets. I was like, am I right in thinking that at the end of that movie, the the sun sets in the west. And I was like, I went online and they were like, yeah, continuity error. The sun, sets over the ocean, even though geographically it can't do that. And I'm like, wait, that's not a continuity error. I always thought that was symbolism. I always thought that was John Wayne who directed the movie going, I'm just going to change geography of the symbol of the West is best, basically. But that nowhere could I find that metaphor.
Well, the sun does set in the west.
Oh, the east. What I mean.
So it was setting in the east, is what you're saying?
Yes, setting in the east.
Okay.
But I always thought that was symbolic. But people were like, "Oh, John Ford did know what he was doing." But it's like John Wayne didn't know what he was doing with directorially. I'm like, pretty sure that's a metaphor. The whole movie's about the West conquering the East. I think wasn't that the point to reverse it to make a statement? And people were like, "No, he just didn't understand geography." I'm like, I think you're confusing an idiot with a Republican. I mean, not to say there isn't a Venn diagram there.
There's not.
But
equal coverage.
As these movies prove, they're not
on the diagram.
Artistically. They're not always the same thing.
Yeah,
it's like I don't think he was a bad director. I just think he was a hateful person. Anyway.
Well, I think part of the fun is like we have this hooded figure, this bagged figure, and you get to kind of, put $1 on the table and bet who you think it is.
Well, I went on a bit of a journey with this, because at first I was disappointed, because I thought, oh, who's this masked hostage going to be? And then all the Expendables appear, and I'm like, well, it's not one of them. So the movie's kind of blown that.
That's the thing is I quickly, even when I saw the hooded figure, I'm looking at his size and I think, well, it's either Sly or Arnold.
Yeah, but they could fudge that if they want to. They could put like a big guy in there, and then when they take the hood off, suddenly it's, someone small. They can do whatever they want there.
I did write down a note that said Stallone's facial hair is screaming, I'm still young.
It's still good. It's still good. It's just a little just for men. It's still good.
Yeah.
And this is where I wrote that it's nice that the jokes are written on the tanks rather than being put in the mouths of the actors, because we have knock knock coming soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this, it sets the agenda for it being destruction-based action from the Die Hard school of action cinema. It's like no skill, just blowing shit up whilst you're driving. That's all it is.
This is also where I get the Republican vibe of killing is fun. Really feels like that. And you can equate it to our times now as Hegseth is, throwing up massive prayers about the glory of God in the U.S., blowing up ships.
Yeah.
Fucking the ocean and all the shit we're doing now. It just feels exactly like that. West they're approaching, because there's in this world there's good guys and there's bad guys, and the bad guys are the worst, so they all deserve to die.
Yeah. And they all they manage your expectations for absurdity as well, because this is the moment where Stallone throws a bike at a
motorcycle. Amazing.
And I like both how absurd that is, but also how low-tech an action solution it is. It really makes a statement about, why can't a vehicle be a weapon?
Sure. I don't think we're quite there yet, but I don't know, I'll have to find it in my notes. But it's after they get Arnold when he's like, hang on, I got to put on my lucky ring. I was like, why wouldn't you already have on your lucky ring?
He's an old man. He has dementia. And I made a comment here that there's like a 3-word maximum to all the quips in this sequence, and that's an unwritten rule I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure.
And as soon as we reveal Schwarzenegger under the hood, the meta value of the movie kind of takes hold of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is where talking about in the previous episode, the triangular address, because
Sure.
their fictional world characters here mirror the careers of the two stars that we're seeing, and how their
Right.
careers have overlapped as well. You know, this idea about how embarrassing it would be for Schwarzenegger to have to be rescued by Stallone,
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Well, and I mean, I know we're into the second movie, but I want to say that the first movie, The Expendables, is the very first movie that Schwarzenegger did after leaving office as governor of California.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
there's sort of that idea of saving your career to restart again.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
and again, I think he nails the timing of the line. Oh, this is so embarrassing.
He does. He absolutely does.
It's kind of like they're each trying to pull rank on each other in terms of their classic action stardom, and I think that's great. I think that's a really nice touch to that.
I mean, to think about how many years before they opened up Planet Hollywood with Bruce Willis, like the years they spent fucking with each other.
Yeah.
And maybe even actually disliking each other, like not, like just based on ego, just wanting to be the top dog.
Yeah, it's,
of
it's
80s action
difficult to know
cinema.
how much of it is play acting for the media's sake and how much of it is real, but I can...
But pretty famously, Arnold Schwarzenegger got interested in the script for Don't Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. And
Don't Stop Him. That's a sequel. Don't Stop Him.
Yeah. so Schwarzenegger beat him to the punch and took the movie. It's all just a gambit by fucking Schwarzenegger.
Well, that's why it's,
get him into a terrible movie.
That's why it's so gratifying.
That's funny.
In the first couple of these movies, they're both up for the same mercenary jobs in the way that both actors would be up for the same roles.
Yeah.
It's such a pleasing parallel.
And we're not there yet. We will be towards the end of this month, but I love in that first movie that Schwarzenegger knows things that Sly doesn't. Like Sly's willing to be kind of true to his character of like, I don't know where it is, but I'll go there and I'll fucking blow shit up and save people.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally that scene is like that's like agent negotiation happening right there. I get this when I see movies from, what is this? This is like 14 years old now, this movie.
Yeah.
Let's call it 15. Like, let's round up to 15.
Yeah.
I was shocked that the term bromance has been in common usage for this long. I always thought of it as later than that. I mean, it must have been zeitgeisty for them to include it, I think.
Yeah.
I think probably at the time you would have been like, "Oh, that's funny that they're using that zeitgeisty word, that these old people are using this word." They should have punctuated it with, "Am I saying that right?" You know, like Marge does. But I was shocked that people have been talking about bromances for that long. It's exactly what is going on here, which is great.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know. Joey and Chandler and Friends. I don't know if they ever used the word, but that's my go-to bromance.
Yeah, but that's 90s.
I know. Yeah, they mustn't have said it then. That still feels recent to me. I watched like a French time travel comedy from 1993, and I was like, that's the most modern film I've seen in about 8 weeks.
It wasn't Just Visiting, was it?
Yeah, Les Visiteurs. Just Visiting
But
is the 2001 American remake.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but not the actual Just Visiting remake, like that, not the remake you watched.
Yeah, although I found out there are two sequels to that before we even get to
what?
we even get to the reboot.
Oh my!
So we might have that in that series in our future.
I had no idea.
It's the Frenchest thing since bread. Everything gets. Speaking of the kind of digital practical interplay, everything gets very green screen when they get on that zip line.
And drop that water tower.
That very hazy, unconvincing background for all of them. But we kind of dropped into the middle of a Rambo movie.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Escape with snipers. It's like we're working back through Stallone's action franchises, and
yeah.
we're already at Rambo. We're like at. When did he make the Rambo that's called Rambo?
Oh, you mean Rambo 3?
No, Rambo. The one
First Blood Part 2.
No, I mean the Rambo that's called Rambo.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, that's right. 2005 or 6?
Okay. I wonder whether Rambo was on his mind. Like,
I think Rambo's always on his mind.
It's mentioned several times in this movie. But it would be a good shop window for if he was currently making or just recently made a Rambo movie.
Hmm.
And it might be just be his ever-changing facial muscles, but Stallone definitely says Calvary instead of cavalry.
He says what?
He says Calvary instead of cavalry.
Oh,
he says, "Here comes
nice.
The cavalry." And I watched that and I go, well, he got it wrong. He's saying it wrong, but I don't know if his face can form words like
that.
Other humans, so I give him a pass.
Rambo 2008.
Pretty recent.
You know what I can't. Did you notice how the cold opens work in these sequels?
In that they're always helping a prisoner escape, which they never do the rest of the time.
Exactly. Well, that's true.
It's never their job, except in the cold open.
Except in the cold open. But I also love that, like, in this movie, it's, 10, 12 minutes long?
Yeah.
In 3, it's about 5 minutes.
Oh.
5, 6 minutes. By the time you get to 4, it's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
They just get progressively shorter and shorter.
That's interesting. I can't remember what they do in the original, but I think we'll talk about it. But the original feels more like a blueprint than a formula. So I think this is the first time they got the idea. It's like, oh no, we do Bond style cold opens.
Yes.
Which, it took the Bond movies 1 or 2 movies to figure that out. So
to get that.
Yeah. Speaking of Stallone's face, it's impossible. His face is so paralyzed, it's impossible to tell from his reactions whether the mission's going well or not. If you're looking at his face as a way of gauging how well things are going, you're in trouble because it doesn't change the whole time. And this is where they do. This is where they do.
He gets shot.
The reverse GoldenEye. They need to get out of the water to clear the dam instead of flying away from the ground.
Yeah, right.
Loved it.
It's good times.
Yeah, just flip it on its head. It still works.
And just everything about that boat chase.
Oh yeah.
Because there was a note I read. First of all, somebody died in the filming of this movie.
Oh.
A stuntman.
Okay.
And that seems on display in all of these movies. They're not quite as safe as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, I read a note about saying he would have lost one of his legs in an explosion, and you can see the moment in the film if he hadn't been carrying a duffel bag.
Oh, wow.
Next to his leg when one of the bombs went off next to him. And somebody actually died in this movie, and the producers were sued and everything.
Don't you make me dislike these movies. I'm warning you. I'm gonna draw a line in the sand.
You shut your bald mouth.
Don't you tell me Sylvester Stallone's a bad person. I refuse to believe it.
Well, it's probably in your credit check, because whoever the name was that it was in memory of or whatever, that's the person who died.
I have a note that there's an editor who died in the.
Oh.
Well, but I think he died. I think that was Expendables,
Okay.
which is totally a film that looks like the editor died during it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't pick up on that.
Well, all I had a note here that Stallone got shot and Statham falls to the ground with him, and I'm like, my note was they found that spruce moose pretty quickly after that.
Yeah.
And I always refer to all their airplanes as the spruce moose in all of my notes.
But there's, it's interesting because there's an unfashionable embrace of gadgets and weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
If you compare this
the cannon on the front of the plane. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly what's going on in mainstream action cinema, but in terms of the Bond movies, it's very gadgets are part of the campy side of action cinema that we don't want. Whereas these movies embrace it to the nth degree, and that makes me like them more as well.
Sure.
That they're willing to make unfashionable choices because that's what works in the genre.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bond films are sort of refusing to do that out of a kind of po-facedness that
right
has ended up with Denis Villeneuve being hired to direct one of them.
All right, settle down.
Yeah, well, he's going to make it even darker than the Daniel Craig movies, but not yellower.
You don't know that.
You're okay. Not yellower.
We'll see.
No, he said that. He said that.
Oh, really?
I'm reporting what he said. I knew he was going to make it beiger. I didn't know that he was going to make it darker.
That goes with the territory.
Anyway, we don't need to talk about that, but
I met somebody at the restaurant not too long ago who was talking movies, and he's like, but you gotta love those Dune movies. And I'm like, no, I don't have to.
No, you don't. You don't have to, especially when David Lynch made a perfectly acceptable version of that novel that is interesting to look at. But I'm the only one who seems to think that.
No, I agree.
Okay.
Sum up the whole second movie in a 15-minute montage at the end.
It's called adaptation for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, and then we get into the title screen. Skull.
Lots of knives and
skull
shit
surrounded by
out.
guns. It's like it's like this looks like it's been drawn by a 13-year-old budding tattoo artist. And I'm in the bag. So this is, I mean, the thing that I find fascinating and is never kind of, even in the original, it turns out, is ever really kind of explained is how invested are they in being a biker gang?
Yeah, right.
And how much is that a cover? And they never really pin down like how much they care about that part of their identity.
Yeah.
Versus the expendable part of their identity.
In fact, whenever people are asking Stallone about his bikes, is it custom made? This is really nice. He's always like, ugh. Can we talk about something else?
Because it's a great cover.
I want to talk about my bike.
For the work that they do, but they don't act as if it's like sometimes they act as if they really believe in it all. Mm-hmm. And then other times, like you say, they look like they couldn't give a shit about bikes or that life, that lifestyle, which we all know from Sons of Anarchy now.
Right.
And is it literally like you watched an episode of Sons of Anarchy and thought, man, that looks cool.
I could use that.
I could use that. When was this made in relation to Sons of Anarchy? When did Sons of Anarchy start?
I don't know.
As if that's the only media that's ever been made about biker gangs, but it seems to inform their aesthetic quite significantly. More than, say, Easy Rider. Or...
I was going to say, when was this made into relation of Easy Rider or a certain section of Cannonball Run? That's got to be what they're drawing from,
They're
right?
thinking of the biker gangs in Every Which Way But Loose.
Yeah.
And Any Which Way You Can.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy started in 2008.
Oh, it's totally derived
It's that.
from that, yeah. And good for him. You know,
Sure.
keying into what's going on in American television as well as film.
He's keying into everything, because this is where my note was, where I was like,
Keying into
the movie is calling out my own questions, because Jason Statham asks, do you have anything without skulls? Because he gives him that pen with all the
skull
skulls
pen!
on it. It's amazing.
That was one of my favorite moments in the entire movie. That's the delicate balance that
So good.
that this film strikes. It's sort of like
That's
calling
amazing.
attention to your own excesses while also indulging them.
That had something to do with...
Skull
I
pen.
read an IMDb note about it, but like he had this special pen made with all the skulls on it and wanted to put it in the movie.
I gotta say though, I mean, it's also indicative of what a great double act Statham and Stallone are. The character chemistry.
They are so good together.
Really,
they really are.
good, and you might not expect it from either of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Statham comes from more of a comedic background because he was in those Guy Ritchie movies before he was an action star, and they are all about, you know, patter mainly to their detriment. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, etc. But well, and I guess Stallone, if you go all the way back, Stallone's, Stallone, like Rocky, is a very kind of wordy, dialogue based movie.
Yeah.
So they should both be capable of it, but I'm sure it will be a surprise to some people that they are. I suppose it's the character chemistry bit that is not necessarily a given for everything either of them are doing in this period of their careers. I think so it's nice to see that. But then that's the thing, is like Stallone has that with everyone in the movie.
He does.
In this movie and in the next movie.
There was some...
And
then stops.
I'll go that far.
I think I read a note that Liam Hemsworth was supposed to be cast in the original movie, and it didn't work out for some reason. And so Stallone specifically had him in mind to bring him back for this movie. Although this scene is the one quibble I have with the whole movie, when
Agreed.
Liam Hemsworth is like, so I'm going to quit. I mean, I'll stay for a month and then I'm done. I got other things I want to do. And I was like, let's all go over under 12 minutes before he dies.
But at least they know that's the right call.
Yeah, right.
Because I couldn't do with even another scene of him talking about going back to his girlfriend and the life they're gonna have. I'm like, I was like, as he was in the middle of that speech, it's like, I know he's gonna die, and I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
And also, his death does something dramatically for the characters that I care about in the movie. So I'm like, so I don't mind it.
It's win-win.
It's certainly win. It's certainly one win.
At least one win.
At least one win.
But I was there was that part of me that was like, well, I see this coming from a mile away. I hope Stallone doesn't think he's keeping that from us.
There's some aspects of the story here that are, dare I say, deftly handled. Like Jason Statham getting engaged to his girlfriend. Jet Li being written out of the movie.
Parachuted out of the story.
And I knew that was going to happen. I mean, I think he's kind of quite low down on the billing. So I had a sense that
he was just happened to be he was shooting another movie. This is as much as they could. Yeah, he just like
Jet. Would you
this
come
was as
over
much
here
as they
and be
could
in
get
our
him
movie?
in. Yeah, this was as much as they could get him in.
Did he wander onto set like R2-D2 did onto the set of Jesus of Nazareth when they were filmed because Kenny Baker couldn't see inside? Do you ever hear that story?
No.
They were filming Star Wars in the Tunisian desert at the same time Jesus of Nazareth was being filmed with Robert Powell, the miniseries. And Kenny Baker was inside the R2-D2 and he just rolled onto the set of Jesus of Nazareth. So somewhere there's an outtake of fucking Jesus being crucified and R2-D2 in the background.
That's beyond perfect. I tell you what, that's a good place to take a break.
Yeah,
so I can recover, and then we'll come back.
Isn't that the
Keep
best thing
talking
you've ever
about this
heard?
movie. It's amazing. All right, we'll be right back, everyone. Right after this.
I like to think I know something about beer, but nowadays even I get overwhelmed when confronted by the exhaustive selection of craft beers they have at bars, breweries, and even grocery stores. Back in the day you had one, maybe two craft beers to choose from, and if you were confused, you ordered a Guinness. But in beerstinations like San Diego, the craft beer options lately are in double, sometimes even triple digits. So what's a beer drinker to do? You need what I need, the Vegas Beer Guys. Your beer of choice should be a perfect blend of malt and hops. And so a live show about beer needs that same balance. And the Vegas Beer Guys matches beer expert Dan Aker with self-proclaimed beer novice Stephen J. Weiss. The results are eminently drinkable. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram. They'll try new beers, they'll tell you about beer. Think of them as your beer Sherpas guiding you up a foamy-headed mountain to reach the peak of your pint. God, I need a beer.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Tom and I are here talking The Expendables 2 in a completely gnat-free closet. Directed by Simon West.
It's not free now. Inspired by all the murders in these movies, you're murdering a bunch of insects.
Yeah. I've got murder on the mind after watching these movies. Oh, I have a note here that says Bruce Willis surprises on the moose. See, on the plane?
Yeah. Not in the air. I mean, it's parked. If that's the correct term.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Is that the correct term? When a plane is not flying, is it parked?
Sure. He's in the pilot's seat, right?
Yeah. Well, before that, so Jet Li is clearly being written out of the movie, and I was suspicious because of where he is in the billing, and also, as you said, he was just happened to be around. But also, he like has a like a set martial arts bit in the cold open. I was like, oh, they're getting ready to write him out of the movie. Like they wouldn't give him all that to do in one scene if he wasn't going to be if he was going to be in the rest of the movie.
Sure.
And then they've got to do like a character retcon on Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, all's forgiven.
Because I knew he was the heel in the original movie. I remembered that more than these.
I remember
movies did.
that. I
don't
saying
remember
to
his
myself,
redemption. I don't remember the scene where I thought they just kind of backtracked. In a kind
I kept
of
saying to myself,
let's all forget.
Isn't he on the team? And then he's like sells them out. He's
Yeah.
like a bad guy.
They finally get around to talking about it in Expendables, but they talk about it there.
Well, I mean, he's at the end. He's there at the end of Expendables.
That's
So
what I
you
mean,
moved,
but
though.
I don't remember that scene at all
No, yeah. No, I didn't.
from my
either.
first viewing of the movie. So I spent the whole time, before I'd rewatched The Expendables, I thought, I think they're just trying to fudge it a little bit, where they're like, we actually don't want to get rid of him, so we brought him back.
Yeah.
Let's just not mention that he was the heel. Regardless of whether they kind of do a character reinvention, like in the first movie, he's a total meathead. And here, he's like a glasses-wearing scientist. So even if kind of it just about makes sense timeline, what in like arc-wise, it makes sense.
Yeah.
They've completely changed the character, and like I said, I'm all for it. I think
Don't care. Yeah.
Love the idea that because he's he's associated with all these low intelligence characters. So what a nifty move to turn him into the Q.
Yeah.
Of the movie. Such a good idea, because like you say,
I don't know. I guess maybe the powder's wet.
It's closer to him.
Yeah.
But also, it's playing against the grain of He-Man and Drago.
Mm-hmm.
His most famous roles.
His most monosyllabic role of Ivan Drago.
I bet. Listen, once this Masters of the Universe comes out, we'll be craving that old Masters of the Universe.
We'll be fine with the old one when we see the new one.
I was watching the trailer and I'm like, oh, so you're not. You've not solved the problem of some of this being on Earth. You're just switching the order.
Yeah.
That's not the same, So I love it. I love it all. And the interactions between Stallone and Lundgren are so loaded with meaning from their respective careers and how they've overlapped. Again, the second time in the movie we've done that.
Sure.
With him and... We first did it with him and Arnie, and now we're doing it with him and... and he's the man he created Dolph Lundgren in the West, basically.
Yeah,
in Western cinema. So this is like... He's his mentor. And it's interesting when we go back and watch Expendables, so much of that is in the original Expendables of like, I brought you in.
Yeah.
And I just want you to do the best you possibly can.
Dolph Lundgren also hit him so hard in Rocky IV that he had to go to the hospital. He like bruised his heart or something like that.
Yeah. And he's again like with bringing in, there's a little bit of the mentor aspect to Stallone and Lundgren, and then that kind of meshes nicely with his relationship to Hemsworth.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the era in which there's a parental dimension to Stallone's franchise movies. He can't be the young rebel anymore. He has to.
Sure.
Some part of him has to be the establishment patriarch. Like, what is Rocky Balboa's 2008, 2009?
Stop making me look stuff up.
I thought you'd know that one offhand. He's very demonstratively a parent in that movie. Mm-hmm. In a way that he's, I don't know, not never been, but never as vividly
not
been.
Done as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's, he's thinking about age-appropriate content, weirdly.
Sure.
It's not something that older people in action films normally nail. Looking at you, every Roger Moore Bond film in the 80s. My next note is Rocky 3 bike solitude. Like, as soon as he gets on that bike and starts driving around at night, I'm like,
I don't even remember that.
this is such a...
Rocky Balboa, 2006.
Oh, okay.
Sneaky early. Yeah.
Well, he gets on his bike and then he drives around at night, and I just think of this. Is it a montage in Rocky 3, or is it just a scene?
Yeah, it's montage.
It
it's great, but he's in his Maserati.
Okay. No, in Rocky 3, he's driving around on the bike at night.
Oh, I'm thinking of Rocky 4.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah. If it's montage, you're thinking of Rocky 4. But he drives around on his bike and It's also how his director's
When he
cut
throws
of
his
Rocky
helmet
IV.
at the statue. Yeah.
It's also how the director's cut of Rocky IV begins. But there's this shorthand of imagery from Stallone movies. Like, you have that image, and it kind of speaks for itself. We know what they're referencing. We know what the mood's supposed to be. We know what the idea is because we've seen it before in his movies.
Sure.
It's like, you know, it's postmodern sign signifier shit.
Seems like you went back a little.
Did
Yeah,
I?
we were on the tarmac.
Well, no, I'm about there now because is it Bruce Willis who says not too good in the memory category? Are we?
Yeah.
So it's like I like how they're playing the amnesia of sequels to the advantage of the story. It's like, I'd never thought about that the characters might not remember. That makes more sense.
Well, I just think it's funny because clearly they had Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis for that first movie for just a day.
Yeah.
Because Bruce Willis is...
And you want more
he's
of it.
all threatening. He's all threats in that movie. If you do anything to fuck me over, I'll cut you into fucking pieces. And the next thing you know, they weren't even going to go back to the island. He's already got $2.5 million or whatever it is.
Mm.
But there's no such thing as Bruce Willis coming back into that story. So all of that resolves here,
Yeah.
where he's like, you still owe me. You took my fucking money and
Mm-hmm.
you did this and that.
Yeah.
But they did the job in the end, so I don't know what he's complaining about. Give me the rest of my money.
Well, like you say, it's just unfinished business, isn't it? And,
Yeah.
you know, you have to know where to put that unfinished business in your sequel, and I think they do.
And then you have this thing that's going on, and this happens in, I think, almost all of these movies. What's her name? Maggie? Like Bruce Willis
Maggie
saddles
Q?
him with Maggie?
Is it Maggie
No,
Q?
the actor's name is Vu Nan,
Oh, okay.
but he gives him...
Oh, because I wrote Maggie and I couldn't remember whether it was Maggie Q or not. But that's Mission Impossible, right? Where she's
Yeah.
plays a completely redundant character.
We're not here to talk about that, okay?
I'm just trying to remind everyone that while these great movies are out there, J.J. Abrams is sucking elsewhere. Just reminding you of the context of J.J. Abrams sucking in other movies.
Well, I think this is interesting because it's the two sides of Stallone.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get Stallone's thoughts. You get them in this movie when Statham wants to go back
His blog.
with Charisma Carpenter, and he's like, she's a cheater. She's a fucking cheater. He always cheats. Cheaters cheat. He's like, what
I
good
love
are
how
women?
you're not
They're
even
good.
exaggerating anything. That's exactly how he says it, and
just
those are
what
the
he
words he
says.
used. Yeah, Stallone Tourette's.
Yeah.
We talked about it before.
He's just like, I mean, it's hot and heavy for a couple of hours, and then what? It's like, what good are women for?
It's Well,
And then they have this thing where they have a woman on the team that he has to have, and they're all kind of complaining. He's like, I'm not a babysitter, and obviously they're not good. But then within the guise of the story, it's like, oh, this woman seems to be pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
And there's that weird thing of Sylvester Stallone where he has piece of shit thoughts about women, but then it's kind of like when we talk about Clint Eastwood. We're like, why does the philosophy of his movies not translate to the philosophy politically of his life?
Yeah. I mean, it would be weird if the nostalgic platform that these movies work on doesn't involve a little bit of backward thinking at some point. But it's mostly restricted, I think, to the sexism.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily, women being mistreated. It's more like we're still in that 1970s mode of a woman in a man's job.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, we're decades away from that at this point. We're a good 30, 40 years from that being an acceptable observation to make in a movie. Not that it was ever acceptable, but I mean, when you go back to like the 1970s Bond movie, you go, well, that reflects a lot of the attitudes of the time. It's not
Sure.
right. But by 2012, no one's thinking that. When they see a woman
Right.
in a mercenary team, you're like, wow, yes, of course. Of course. But then it almost apologizes for itself because, you know, they're going out cruising, they're into their rock and roll, they got their custom bikes. So, you know, is this a comment on like Latin Greece culture and how male oriented that is? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is, but it's a kind of adjacent, right? The sort of like you could buy. I think you said that in the ranking episode that you can sort of buy that these people believe that.
Yeah.
These kinds of people believe that.
Yeah. Right.
The problem is with this, I think it's the film saying it rather than the people in it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, and you know, so I'm obviously that is a shame. But then, part of what it brings still works. Like, it's just everything action films don't do anymore and should. Like, they got a clear mission. We had a standalone cold open. Whatever that story was is gone.
Done.
We've got the rest of the movie's going to be this mission. And it's really that simple.
Yeah. Sure.
It's like, why can't all movies be this... Oh, not all movies. Why can't all action movies be this simple? I don't want every movie to be this simple. I'm not a psychopath. But... I don't know if I'm spoiling a later... I don't think I'm going to run out of quotable, so I feel like we can discuss this now. But did you hear the term bandied about in one of these scenes? Male patterned badness?
Yes.
In reference to Statham?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a phenomenal piece of dialogue.
So good.
And it shows that dialogue, again, like you assume that the dialogue in these kinds of movies is entirely perfunctory. It's like, no, they put thought and invention and wit into them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people like them.
Right. That's why it works.
Yeah. I had real Zeppo Marx vibes from Liam Hemsworth. I don't know about you. I was like, I can't wait for him to stop talking and for us to just kind of... I want the others to talk for a while.
I wrote down at one point, we get the Hemsworth backstory I didn't want.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's like, it's they develop such a good rapport in the team. And then Liam Hemsworth starts talking for a period of time, and you're like, this feels like when the Marx Brothers movies stop, and you have to have a dramatic scene with Zeppo and whatever young woman he's interested in, like slowing everything down.
The movie has like a nervous tick, where Stallone has to keep complimenting the kid. He's like, "That kid is fucking amazing, kid. You're great. You're fucking great. You belong with all of us." Is what he was like, you know.
But there, part of that is. You know, yeah, you're right. That sort of nervous tick. It's also a nervous tip because it's tipping our hand that he's about to die.
Yeah, sure.
But it's also the movie pushing hard on the Hemsworth stardom, and it's interesting that you say that they wanted him in for the first movie. And I think they're over pushing, like trying. When was his big break? Like, had he already had it at this point, or?
I don't even know.
You're like, there's no way for me to look that up.
Don't make me look it up.
But I think basically they're
Bastard.
like, Stallone's like, this guy's gonna be a star. Let's.
He got the wrong Hemsworth. He was wrong.
Do you think he curses himself at night? He's like, dude, I got the wrong Hemsworth. I was so
I
close.
should have got Thor.
I had Hemsworth, but.
There's nothing wrong with your Stallone. You keep going.
Thank you. As I was saying that, then I think I do sound a bit too much like one of the heavies in Some Like It Hot.
Oh, I forgot he was in Hunger Games.
But I mean that I think giving him
that's pretty much it. Like the Hunger Games was the movie he did before this. He did other stuff like Knowing and Triangle, but The Hunger Games was literally the movie right before this. Same year.
I'm exposing my ignorance here, but I assume because he was a Hemsworth, he was popular. Is that not the case?
I would think so.
Does he not go into like? Does he not play anyone in a Marvel movie after this?
No,
Really? How did he avoid that? They cast anyone now.
because his brother owns owns that space.
But aren't there other Hemsworth brothers in?
Yeah, there's one other brother who's in the West world, but he's like
But
the least of all of them.
but is it? I'll go back. I'll backtrack just a little. Is a Hemsworth Thor?
Yeah.
Now I'm pretty sure in the limited Marvel Avengers movies I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
his brother plays another character. Maybe an actor who plays Thor. Another.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that another of Hemsworth's brothers is in the Thor movies as an actor from Asgard who plays Thor in, like, street theater.
Well, it's not this guy. It's not Liam.
Okay.
And the third brother, I mean, he looks like them in the face, but he's not. He's shorter.
Yeah. That's the joke. He plays like, Homer Krusty the Clown Thor. He's like Thor at parties. Thor.
Making me fucking look up all this shit.
Sorry. I'm pretty sure that's. I don't think you need to look that up. I'm
Hemsworth brothers. Okay, Luke.
Luke. I think it's Luke. He's kind of blonde, and I think he also played Thor in a commercial as a joke as well. Anyway, but
We'll find out.
the showcase they give him in this movie, I think, works.
Oh
against...
yeah, Thor Ragnarok, actor Thor. It says.
Yes.
And Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder's the only one I've seen, so it had to be that one.
All right, Vindicated. You
Yes.
happy?
I'm amazed that I know that and you don't. I've seen one of those movies. But it works against him. Maybe that's why he was because of this movie. He never broke out because he's so annoying in this film. But they give him so much screen time and they put so much of a
So
spotlight
much to
on him.
do. That Albanian hill run
Mm-hmm.
where they're like, look at this guy fucking run up a hill. It's pretty good.
I love it. Your Stallone's getting a little bit Jewish. It's going down to like a Jackie Mason road. Oh, pretty good. Ray calls me on the phone. Doesn't answer. Doesn't speak. I open the phone. They speak up.
Get me my soup.
Even in most action movies, the Statham fiance calling him, I would call a comedy lowball, but I think it works really well with the dynamic between him and Stallone.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of in the original Expendables, he gets a call which I presume is from her, but it's never explained during like a mission, and they never explain it. Like his phone rings.
Ooh.
So it's a callback to something that happened in the Expendables, but in the Expendables they don't specifically say it's her calling him. So presumably this is the sequel going, we should probably explain that. I love all the kind of off-screen competition and bravado that must be behind the decision of who's gonna hold the door.
Amazing.
Right? It's a literal feat of strength.
Yeah.
And you've got, like, some really fucking muscly guys there, and nonetheless, Stallone has decided that he's the one who's going to do it. Terry Crews would do a better job. I mean, let's face
But
it.
Terry Crews, I think, is on the other side, and he's the one. I noticed that Stallone makes him say the dialogue, I can't do it anymore. I can't hold. He's like, you got to, or she dies. She loses her arms.
Because you got Terry Crews and Randy Couture. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
And
I think so.
They outmuscle Stallone by some distance, but
Not to mention Dolph Lundgren, the world's largest man.
yeah, I think I'm the best person for this job. But you just you know that like all of that is loaded with meaning, right? It's all like it's like a literal world. It's kind of world's strongest man kind of layer to the action.
But none of that matters to me much. At least not as much as we get to JCVD.
Yeah, I mean, this is where I was like, this movie's really looking for its complete set of late 20th century action heroes.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's a collector that's like putting like setting the boxes up to put these people in afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, until you get to Forbles, this series...
It sounds too much like foibles.
This series does a lot of brilliant shit with villains.
Yeah.
Just great.
Great, great villain with few words, exactly how it should be. And you know, everyone.
Come on, he kicks him
to death. The knife
kicks him to death.
Knife heart kick. Everyone. I mean, it's like you give everyone in the movie who has a party piece their 15 minutes to do it, and that's what I mean about the delicate balance of giving the audience what they want, but also surprising them. And the surprises, I think, is like how adept Van Damme is as the the final boss.
Yeah.
In this movie,
that's what it feels like. It feels like a video game final boss.
Yeah. But at the same time, they're not going to miss the opportunity for him to do one of his incredible kickboxing moves.
Yeah.
And, I think I probably mentioned this before, but there's a clip online of... he was in a movie with Steven Berkoff, I think called The Quest, something like that. And Steven Berkoff is kind of like complaining about the lack of respect people have for actors like Van Damme and sort of saying...
I think I remember you telling me about this before, yeah.
It's always stuck with me because Berkoff's like, she's like, just because he's not a verbal actor, just because he's, he communicates physically, we think that's lesser. But if anything, that's more impressive than what I do, which is to talk for a living.
Yeah.
What he does is, closer to what ballet dancers do, to what kabuki actors do, and that sort of thing. And when you see, when they take the time to sort of showcase that kick, you're just like... I mean, there are whole Van Damme movies that are entirely worthless, and then you have a moment like this, and you're like, I didn't waste my time.
Yeah.
So to know that, and at the same time be like, no, but he's a character in the story, and he plays a role in the story, but we're not gonna not have him kick a knife into someone's heart.
I mean, that's just obvious.
I mean, that would be weird if we didn't let him do that.
What the hell are we doing here? Unless he's gonna knife kick someone to death.
Going to Idaho and asking for a carrot.
My favorite part too is they get Liam Hemsworth on the ground.
Yeah.
And he says, "I'm dying." And I thought, did Stallone put that in so the audience could say good?
The only thing that would have made it more obvious is if he died next to a lamb that had been sacrificed.
Yeah, exactly. Let's bury him and get the wool from this lamb. Just to keep us warm.
Another I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Another thing that's worth noting about these movies is that the plot matters. Like characters matter, but the plot also matters. So what they're going after...
The Russian plutonium?
Post-Cold War plutonium. So even the storyline is about relics of the Cold War.
Yeah.
There's actually symbolism working on a number of levels here that I really appreciate.
Well, I like that
movie, I notice you. I see you, movie.
I like that you can juxtapose that idea of Soviet fall by the wayside plutonium with the stars, and yet still in the same breath have lines like, I'm going to track them, find them, and kill them.
Perfect.
It's great.
Yeah, no.
Track him, find him, kill him.
But it's great. Like they take a moment to self-assess, right? The movie takes a beat.
Yeah, they've rock buried their friend,
and then you default back to the straight tropes.
Mm-hmm.
Catchphrase and out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always, since we watched that director's cut of Rocky, and we learned that
Rocky 4.
Rocky 4, yeah, that yeah, Rocky doesn't need a director's cut.
Director's cut of Rocky.
It's too much boxing in that movie, I think.
Yeah.
Like seeing Stallone because there was the scene at Apollo Creed's grave, and he didn't want to be seen crying.
Yeah.
And then years later, he realized I was being
an idiot.
Being an idiot. So it's not, it's nice to see scenes like this with the graveside letter, and that now he's in a phase of his career where he can comfortably do the sort of melancholy, Unforgiven tone.
Yeah.
And yet they don't overplay their hand on that. It's not all mournful. But there is an undertone of, this age is passing. We're all dying.
Yeah.
We just happen to be the people who survived.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that dimension to it. But also I like that they don't overplay that dimension, and it's not just Bummersville.
Yeah, right.
And I think probably part of the problem with Expendables is it's bought into the bomber buck, in the way that the Mission Impossible series started to buy into the people really like a bummer in their action movies. Whereas here was sort of like, it's like, we can't pretend that we're not all on the verge of death all the time, either through natural causes or the job that we do. But when we're not going to spend too much time on it, and then track him, find him, kill him, bam, back.
Yep.
This is where the movie turns into Temple of Doom for me.
This is when it starts to turn into an A-Team episode for me, I think.
Well, maybe Temple of Doom is based on an A-Team episode. I suppose that wouldn't historically make sense, but just at exactly the same time. JCVD has got old men, women, and children digging for plutonium in mines like the Sankara stones.
That's true. You're right.
In fact, I even started referring to him as Mola Van Dam.
Well, that's the part. That's so funny.
In my head, while that scene started, I was going, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
You're right. That's a perfect example, because I was writing, like, it's so arch what Stallone does for him in this moment, because there's that guy that falls down and his buddy says he's tired, and he just shoots him in the chest. Says, anybody else tired? And then he turns around and says, get the women and children to help. I mean,
Hey,
is there anything
here, you
more
get rid of
villainous than that?
Get rid of this toxic waste.
Yeah.
Terry Silver comes in snorting cocaine.
Oh my God, so funny.
Yeah.
But it's after that we start to get to the A-Team, because they get to that village.
Oh, such a good scene.
Amazing.
What a great idea.
Well, and also the bar beat up scene, when they're beating up everybody in that bar.
Yeah. I loved just you get the sense that they've kind of thought conceptually about this scene, because it's got so many historical and cinematic layers. It's essentially a backlot designed to look like New York that was being used for Soviet invasion drills.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's quite a complicated idea to throw in the middle of your big dumb action movie, I would say. And it's it's what they kind of did. Most people would say unsuccessfully in Crystal Skull with the nuclear.
I would say
the famous jump the fridge moment in that sort of town. But this works really well, and this is another one of those really good sort of downbeats as well when they're sat in the fake New York bar.
Yeah.
In the Soviet drill town.
Yeah.
like a normal movie, you know.
Yeah.
But you get a chance to sort of hone in on a couple of the characters, and I really responded to Terry Crews in this scene. Like they give him a runner of him not sharing his food with everyone.
His food, yeah, because he's prepared.
And
so funny.
It really tickled me, and because I kind of thought about, you know, well, who is Terry Crews? He's like wrestler, football star, right?
He played professional football,
but also went through sitcoms. He was in Everyone Hates Chris, and you know, I think after this, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Could famously make his chest muscles dance.
Idiocracy, which had come out by this point, and
yeah,
I just, you know, he's the perfect choice for this kind of movie because he's on the older side. He's had this career, but he's also got specifically comic acting chops. So you give him a runner like this, where his food is better than everyone else's.
He's killing it,
and he won't share it with anyone. I think it's such a great. Like everyone else is eating like these kind of army rations, and he's there. Is it rigatoni he's making? He's like something really, really kind of delicious and gourmet. I love it.
Stallone kind of puts out the light on him. He's like, "Come on, Barney, I'm not done with my meal here."
And it's another mournful moment.
You get the same thing too, though, with Couture. I mean, it's a runner through all the movies. Him talking about his cauliflower ears.
Yeah.
But I love the button he has when he goes, "For the record, my hearing's 20/20."
And then it's another mournful moment because they're all sitting around talking about death. And, you know...
Yeah, you know what I thought was hilarious was at one point Maggie comes up to Stallone and she's like, "Are you thinking about Liam?" Whatever his character's name is. Billy. By the way, character names.
Are you thinking about that?
Can we talk a moment about fucking character names in this movie? Billy the Kid, Toll Road, Yin Yang, Gunner, Booker. Fucking hell.
They sound like, what's the name
The
of
best is Van Damme as Vallon.
Nice. Who was that Supreme Court judge who raped that woman and then cried about it?
Why did I want to say Cartwright when I know that's wrong? I know who you're talking about.
They sound like all of his friends that he claims he used to drink with.
I like beer.
His alibi was that he drank with all of them before he raped that woman.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay, that's fine then. As long as you were enjoying.
There's no connection between drinking and raping, as you know.
Because aren't they discussing what they would have for their last meal?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's where the food thing comes into it. And this is where I think Maggie Chen, who must be the character, says, Maggie Chen. She says, "I like Italian too," and she looks at Stallone. And even he looks shocked that this beautiful young woman is into him. And by shocked, I mean his face moves for the first time in the movie. What do you think of this? It's in each of these movies, I think. I want to say all of them.
Brett Kavanaugh. That's what
Kavanaugh, that's it. I wish I'd forgotten his name, but I needed it for the anecdote. Because I don't need to know his name.
I don't want to know his name.
I don't want to know his name. I don't need to know his name. What do you think of... Because they always they sort of play both sides of the field when it comes to Stallone and romance in these movies.
It's weird.
He always gets close to a much younger woman who seems to be into him, and then at the very last minute they're like, actually, let's just hug and bye.
He hugs, never goes for the kiss, and then
he looks like he's going to go for the kiss, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if Foible. I'm just going to call it Foibles from now on. Foibles does anything like that. I mean, he's not in most of it, so I guess he can't really. But the first three all do, right?
I lost you.
Because him and Ronda Rousey have a thing.
Kind of.
He's got the thing with Maggie here, and in the first movie, the general's daughter. To go back to another Simon West's movie.
That's where it was the most awkward.
But I like, I like where they land. I like where they land it. I don't need any of the. I don't need any of the foreplay, shall we say?
Yeah. I thought it was funny in this movie.
I like that it ends with a flaccid boner for Stallone.
I thought it was funny in this movie that Maggie comes up to him and what she says, she says, "Are you thinking about Liam?" And she says that as though all of this didn't happen just yesterday, which it did. It just happened yesterday.
But that's how quick people get over this stuff in their world. That makes sense. I buy that. I mean, it's a bit of a reach, but
so funny.
If they weren't mercenaries, I'd be like, why are they getting over it so fast? But I'd be like, this has probably happened several times at this point with people younger and older than that Hemsworth.
Well, the next thing I know, all the heroes, they get found out and they gotta dodge bullets and tanks.
Yeah.
And it's a delight.
Yeah. Well, it's also something I don't think I've seen in an action movie before, is an action sequence that literally has a jukebox soundtrack. Because they keep changing the track on the stuff keeps happening and they keep changing the track on the jukebox.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, that's an interesting take on that. And it's great comedy at the beginning. They've got a tank.
Yeah, right.
The comic beats of the action sequences are not overwritten and are really well crafted.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, they don't feel like they're forcing the comedy, but they know where they can punctuate the scene with comedy.
I'm also, I found myself being constantly surprised by the comedic abilities of everyone.
Yeah, completely.
Because there are people I knew could do it, like Sly.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't sure about, and Terry Crews, I think he could handle comedy.
Definitely. Commando.
But then I start thinking to myself, Van Damme can do bad guy comedy, and Dolph Lundgren is having no problems, and Jet Li.
Well, even after Kindergarten Cop 2, you still doubt Dolph Lundgren.
I still doubt it.
I guess JCVD was where we learned that Van Damme was capable of comedy, right? That was the self-effacing comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of the opposite of self-effacing, Chuck Norris
shows up.
He gets the good, the bad, and the ugly theme sting,
and he writes his own Chuck Norris joke with the help of his wife, I'm told.
Yes, that's good. I think that music is there because he wasn't involved in any of those movies, but
no.
But I think it's just there to remind us that he goes back even further than Stallone as a film actor.
Yeah, right.
It's like early 70s, right? Was his in the Bruce Lee movies? Wasn't he the villain in a couple of Bruce Lee movies?
Was he?
I think pretty sure he's in one of the Dragon movies.
I might find out soon. I just bought 5 Bruce Lee movies for $12, I think.
I think he plays like evil white westerner in a few of those movies.
That's great.
So I think it's period appropriate for him. Yeah, it's and not just a Chuck Norris cameo, which you could anticipate at this point in the movie, but making reference to the viral myth making surrounding his persona, which is again that extra level, right?
Yeah.
Nonetheless, worst acting in the movie by a mile.
Definitely.
It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. But gamer than he is portrayed in the media normally. Like, I don't think of him as someone who has fun at his own expense.
At his own expense, yes, that I agree with that.
And this movie allows him to do that. Although he did.
Well, they're also like, because they have this refrain joke about he always works alone, and that I think references Lone Wolf McQuade.
Yeah.
So they're playing with his persona, and he's, like you said, he's game for it in a way that it, despite the fact that he looks like he's wearing a
mask of his own face.
Mask of his own face. Yeah. And it doesn't look like he can move too well. Apparently those juice commercials he kept making or whatever he was fucking selling to us wasn't working quite as well as I thought it was.
He looks pretty limber in those Walker's Texas Ranger clips that Conan used to show.
All right, we should take one more break.
Yeah, he also, to be fair to him as well, he also appeared on Conan. When they concluded that segment, he was in the final one, challenging Conan to a fight, to a kick fight.
Nice. I don't think I remember seeing that.
Yeah, that was well, if you watch to the end of that big montage they have on YouTube, the very last one he turns up in, the Walker's Texas Ranger leather. Walker tells me I have AIDS. Little Haley Joel Osment.
If you like podcasts like I do, boy, do I have a treat for you. You need to
stay on target
and check out the Sounds in Cinema podcast. Listen as your host, sound designer and music creator Tony Parham, and co-host, musical performer and sound lover Derek Hansen, D-Rock if you're nasty, and I am, discuss all things sound related to film, television, stage, and theatrical productions. They discuss environmental sounds, bioacoustics, dialogue, the nature of communication through sound, but as an added bonus, they drink beer and try to
stay on target.
Find them wherever you get your podcasts and listen to the pure mania of a man who can charitably be described as Doug, the dog from Up, and another man with a soothing and sultry voice trying to get that man to
stay on target.
That's the Sounds in Cinema podcast. Tune in and listen to the sounds they are creating just for you. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to finish up with the Expendables 2. Directed by one Simon West. Where were we? This is basically where I have this turning into a full-on A-Team episode when they come upon the village and the women and the children are there. And it's kind of like, it just felt like A-Team, like, okay.
I think we're discovering...
This small town needs our help.
I think we're discovering that basically Temple of Doom is a feature-length A-Team episode. Because this is where it was most like Temple of Doom for me as well.
Oh, wow.
Except that with the kind of twist that the village is hiding their kids while the parents and elders go and work in the mine.
Yeah, right.
So it's like what the parents in Temple of Doom should have done if they were responsible. Yes, I'm going there, okay? They were bad parents. Letting their kids be taken and sold into slavery. Don't let the poverty distract you. They were bad parents. And that's where I started to wonder if Harrison Ford is in the next one simply to avoid a lawsuit for Indiana Jones copyright infringement. And they really go... Go on.
We have one of our big main shootouts.
Yeah.
Not the final shootout, but a big shootout. No,
far from it. And you couldn't pile on any more bomb launching cliches if you tried. We got boom time, bombs away, rock and roll.
Rest in pieces.
It's okay. We can burn one. There's plenty of quotables to choose from. We can burn one. Okay. That's the last one, though. That's the last one. Don't ruin any more.
Is that
That's McVeigh.
Is that Lundgren that says that?
Yeah.
because
I think that's literally McBain. I'm pretty sure there's a McBain where he
well,
says
no,
rest in
there's
peace.
this old movie called Dark Angel that he's in, where like I can't remember if he's a cop, but
Sounds like a good movie if you go, was he a cop?
an alien comes down.
Whoa, that
and
took a turn.
He has to dispatch the alien, and
Then
the
why isn't the
alien
movie
keeps-
called Dispatch the Alien? That's what the movie should be called.
Well, the alien keeps saying, "I come in peace," and at one point he says, "You'll go in pieces."
Ah.
Shoots him.
No. So he started war between two planets?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like Captain Scarlet.
I want to say 1990.
Oh, speaking of Lundgren,
Fucking trash truck.
he does a fabulous job with the technobabble.
Who does?
Lundgren.
Lundgren with the you mean when they get trapped?
Yeah, but I mean because presumably from what you were saying, he understands what he's talking about.
He knows what he's talking about.
It's like when
Although before that they crashed the plane on purpose.
yes,
Which I thought was hilarious. Like
I have
that's
that
just a
note
plan.
too. Once again using vehicles as weapons.
Yeah. Are you doing what I think you're doing? Yep. Good.
I mean, landing a plane by crashing it. It's still a form of landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of because when you in Next Generation and those kind of Star Trek shows where you have actors who are not scientists having to spout technobabble as if they know what they're talking about. It's always a difficulty, and some are better at doing it than others. Apparently, Colm Meaney, who played Miles O'Brien, used to have a trick where he would try to not have his face shown when he was doing those lines so they could dub it later. So he tried to keep off camera as much as possible so they could dub it so he didn't have to get it right and they could go, oh, we'll just ADR it.
Yeah.
So he could just read it.
That's great. Well, what I like is after that whole explanation, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
he's not a
he's
good
like-
scientist.
He just says, I guess the powder was wet.
Yeah. And it's not, it's nice that they're all, I think, Stallone's action heroes were all fallible, right? They weren't, superheroes.
No,
And I think
Cobra.
keeps
Maybe
that
he was a
tradition
superhero.
going. But they all had some kind of like tragic flaw, or they had an element of sloppiness.
But this is the moment because Arnold comes back and he literally says, I'm back.
Yep. Thanks. Burned another one. Just be careful. Think of them as Candymans, okay? You've only got a few before he appears and bees start coming out of your mouths. And as we know, Statham is the beekeeper, so
All right.
he'll pick them up.
I think as I know, you probably just learned that fact when I told you about it 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I knew he was in. I was aware of the beekeeper,
Oh, okay.
which I believe.
You're not aware of anything that comes out these days.
Well, am I right in thinking that it's a revenge? He's taking revenge for someone robocalling Phyllis Rashad? Is that what that movie's about?
Kind of. Yeah.
How could I not
You're not
know
wrong.
that happened?
Yeah.
It turned out it was Bill Cosby playing a prank, and
Yeah, absolutely.
although she's still a defender of him, right?
Yeah, weirdly, I think when he got released from jail, she posted justice.
Well, there are some
I thought,
people who
for
believe
who?
Michael Jackson's still innocent.
Sure.
Not in the audiences of the movies I go to, but
Probably the filmmakers of the movie Michael.
well, I don't know. Believe or pretend not to believe is the same thing. Yeah, my next note is green screen holy trinity of action cinema shot. With Willis,
Well, which
Arnie.
one?
Willis, Arnie, and Stallone. There's not many times when they're all three of them are on screen at once, in one frame.
No.
You can. This is where you can really tune out and imagine you're at an action movie fantasy camp when we get to the airport.
When we get to the airport, I like that they shoot them into the terminal.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fight goes into the terminal. I just thought there's just a reckless disregard for civilian life during this shootout.
Well, almost to the point where the editing makes it seem like Chuck Norris gets shot down just after shooting someone. And I was like, if they'd have actually gone that far and done that, this film would have been a masterpiece. If they'd have introduced Chuck Norris, had him come back for the finale, and then he dies.
And then killed him?
I would have been like, this movie takes no prisoners.
No, it's not that good. But we get close to that good with the mini car shootout. That Arnold says, "My shoe is bigger than this car."
You know what is even better in that sequence? What I think does make it transcendent?
When they rip the doors off.
I love that idea. It's like the car's so small. Instead of opening the door, I'm just gonna take it off.
He rips one door off, and then I think Bruce Willis kicks the other door off of his side. In response, by the way. Like, you're not the only badass in this car.
Well, I love the idea, like, that, you know, you split the difference between action cinema and slapstick, and you know exactly when to do that, and exactly when not to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you make it comic when there's the potential for that, and when there's not, it's a straight action sequence. It's not Jar Jar Binks running down the hill with, you know, glowing balls running behind him, you know?
Right.
As another.
And then, very importantly, Schwarzenegger says, "No, I'll leave it alone."
No, you can. I'm not going to use these ones because they don't work outside of context. It's how he says them that matters.
Right.
Because Willis, they swap catchphrases essentially, right?
Yeah, it's great.
And then they start, it's kind of like the sequence gets to a point where they're literally only able to talk in catchphrases from action movies that they've previously been in.
Like, it goes on for a while.
Yeah.
I was really impressed that they just kept going.
Well, it's kind of a runner because I think he says, "I'll be back," and then Bruce Willis is like, "You're always
back.
You're always back.
I'll be back."
Yeah, I'll be back. He's like, "Yippee-ki-yay." No one's ever put that inflection on "yippee-ki-yay." That's why I think he's really good at comedy. Yippee-ki-yay. I suppose he's Austrian. He doesn't know the context.
I think that's possible. Yes, of course. No matter how long he's lived in this country.
Ghost Riders in the sky.
One of my favorite moments, though, was one of the bad guys, one of the henchmen, getting shot, and it's showing up on that X-ray machine.
That's a great gag. That's airplane level.
So good.
That's an airplane level joke, I would say.
It's amazing.
It's also a reference to another Arnie movie.
Yeah, Total Recall.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what made me
interesting.
love it even
Interesting
more.
that like Chuck Norris is here, but no one's making reference to anything that he's done because no one can think of actually what it is.
Yeah.
And also, am I
Delta Force.
Am I right in thinking it's always important?
Braddock.
It's always important the way that Arnie is dressed in these movies.
Yeah, he's always got a Hawaiian shirt on or close to it.
But isn't he wearing... Oh, no, sorry. It's Van Damme who's dressed as T2 Arnie. He's wearing the exact costume that Arnie wears in T2.
Leather pants and whatnot.
It's like it's literally Stallone is trolling Arnold Schwarzenegger through this, in even a movie he's willing to be in to do a cameo. Well, it's more than a cameo. Yeah, I love everything about about this sequence, except that Chuck Norris doesn't die, which I think would have been a nice touch.
That would have been great. But I realized because I'm at like Statham starts fighting number 2 henchman in front of that helicopter.
Yeah.
And it made me realize that this movie even has the good sense to have like main villain's very capable second in command.
It's like a video game, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
these two pair off with these two, like in
Yeah.
like in Mortal Kombat or in Street
Exactly.
Fighter. And then speaking of video games, once Van Damme and Stallone start to go at it, it is like watching a couple of video game characters with their signature moves, because not only is Van Damme doing kickboxing, but all of Stallone's punches are Rocky punches, like famous Rocky punches. So I'm just like, it's literally like someone's pressing a button on a joystick to make these people make their signature
because at
moves.
one point Stallone gets in there and he's just doing the
Yeah,
real
exactly,
quick,
yeah.
like up against the ropes
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
And I mean,
But
it's
nothing made me laugh more than when he starts screaming, "Come on, Fallon!" Because he says
how
it
many
like 3 or
times do you
4
think
times.
he accidentally said Van Damme and they had to cut? Van Damme, I mean Valon. It feels very, and rightly so, it feels like a very fandom-driven confrontation. Like, you know, we're trying to put on screen who would win in a fight between Bloodsport and Rocky. You know, it's
But
like
apparently, behind the scenes, they had a whole different thing that I think was going to happen. Like, it wouldn't have taken as much screen time. Like,
Yeah.
it was going to be quicker. And it was Van Damme that said, guys, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You have Stallone. You have me. Like, this should, like run
literally
on and, like,
fans.
kicking and
Yeah.
punching. And, like, we should be battling over rails and falling. And
This is
Stallone
what-
was like, he was right.
This
he
is
was
what-
right. So we just redid it.
This is what kids of the 80s talked about at sleepovers. Who would win in a fight between?
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
literally put that on screen for the middle-aged version of those kids.
Right.
Why would you not do that? Completely. But what's interesting is, like, Rocky Balboa also is based around that, in a much cleverer way, is based around that concept, isn't it? It's like, hey, the
It's
video
literally
game
a video
era.
game as part of the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the prompt for that movie. So it's obviously on Stallone's mind at this time.
And the other thing is, like, the benefit that Rocky Balboa has is that's something that you talk about, that pundits would talk about on television, not
Exactly.
just kids and teenagers in their bedrooms. Because it's sports. And
Yeah.
so you take one boxer from one era and one from another and say, what do you think?
There's also, after the fight is over, there's a what I read as a Rocky 3/4 Easter egg, where Statham asks him, "Did you win?" and he says, "I think so." And I thought, there's that speaking to the Apollo Creed. We never know quite who wins that fight.
He does tell Van Damme that his name was Billy and then spits and cuts off his head. So I would say that's pretty definitive.
And then just to cap off the Indiana Jones IP, that thing belongs in a museum.
Yeah, right.
I'll give them a pass here because that's what this movie's about. They all belong in a museum.
They all belong in a museum.
And then, yeah, so...
I also like the flair of Bruce Willis's scarf.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
He's like, don't worry, I got my own costume.
Obviously, he's one of the biggest action stars in the world, but that wasn't where he started out. Like, he kind of did a reverse Terry Crews. Like, he became known for action, but in fact started in sitcoms.
Comedy.
Yeah. So there's always that little bit of a comedic edge to Bruce Willis, I think, that really
absolutely.
helps. My next note was, I would have loved it if instead of sending the money and the letter to Hemsworth's
Billy's
widow,
girl.
they just put Van Damme's head in a box. So I was like, please, when she opens the box, I was like, please let it be Van Damme's head. That'd be, and she's just holding it and going,
Oh. This is how we say you're welcome. Well, I guess it's time for credits because my next note is every character gets a skull credit.
Yeah. Well, my first note is before the skull face actor idents. Stallone gets a screenplay credit, and whenever you see that in credits, you know either it's a sign of him being a secret smart person and that, you know,
Right?
he's a legitimate screenplay writer, self-taught screenplay writer, or one of those times he randomly says he wrote the movie when he didn't. You never quite know which one it is.
Could be either.
And this is where I was reminded that he retroactively said he co-wrote the novel that Cobra's based on.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Because
that,
he's
like,
in the movie.
He famously said, you know, when we put the book out, you should put my name on it because more people will read it then.
Yep.
And the author was like, but nobody will know that I wrote it, so no. It's like, I think you're making a big
So
mistake.
I always take those screen.
And I don't think it was co-credit. I think he wanted just his name on it.
I always take those screenplay credits with a grain of salt.
You must.
Even though some of them are legitimate, some of them very much aren't. Well, before we get to the Skullface actor idents, monochrome still recap of the movie with I've got I didn't write down the song, but Bubblegum Pop soundtrack. I think this is not one of the movies that uses The Boys Is Back in Town, but it might be.
The last...
First and last do.
I want to say 4.
Yeah, first.
Oh, no, yeah.
First and the last do.
Okay.
But it felt very much like a wrap-up of a television episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like you say, the A-Team.
Very... They don't go back to it. They don't go back to that village and
they
say...
should have just... What they should have, like...
Everything's good now.
You know what would have been the best way to end this movie is a post-credit sequence where Chuck Norris is sat at a typewriter like Stephen J. Cannell. And he just types and then throws it in the
Fucking page flip?
and then it slices someone's head off in the distance.
Yeah.
Now, the note I had about the Skullface actor idents is that you don't need special effects to see the skulls of these actors inside of their own faces.
No, yeah.
Those skulls are fully visible on the outside of their face. And the billing in these movies is very interesting because you're dealing with a lot of stars and a lot of egos.
Yeah.
Van Damme gets the also credit, which I've never seen before. I've never seen also.
Never seen also. Yeah, I saw that.
Willis negotiated the with, and Arnie held out for the and.
Yeah.
So I think that basically that tells you all you need to know about those people's agents. I know which one I'd pick.
You're an and guy.
I want the agent that's holding out for the and.
I want the and.
I don't know. I don't get the sense that Bruce Willis is the kind of guy who gives a shit about that stuff, though.
Oh, I don't know.
Really?
He apparently, like, there's lots of hullabaloo about the next sequel and why he's not in it, and that everybody was relieved to not have him there.
Oh, that's a shame. Don't make me dislike these movies.
Sorry.
And and how is it possible that you've seen all the behind-the-scenes stuff and I haven't seen any of it? That's never happened before.
All right.
Second assistant director.
Well, I bought them all for $12.
That's what I'm watching them on Tubi.
Yeah.
No, I watched them on Netflix, to be fair. Which is...
You know what, though? I did notice that my first Expendables was the director's cut.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I don't need to watch more of it. I'll go to Netflix and watch the shorter version.
I'd be interested to know what's in the director's cut, though.
I think I
'Cause
thought it was
It's Stallone's director's cuts are very different from the original movie.
true. I don't think it's got to be that different because I thought it was over 2 hours, whereas the regular movie I think is 147 maybe.
Yeah.
But this one's only like 153
It's shorter.
or 6. Yeah.
It's
so it's
literally
not.
a
It's
cut.
not. Yeah. Not
Um,
even 10 minutes more, I don't think.
Okay. Second assistant director Ben Burt. Not Lucasfilm's Ben Burt, but assistant director of Lara Croft Tomb Raider. So
Hey.
Simon West bringing in his old assistant directors. Bulgarian extras casting is done through a company called Talent Partners. In quotes.
Oh.
None of the other companies are in quotes. Why is this one in quotes? It suggests something illegitimate, possibly ironic, is going on with Talent Partners.
Agreed.
And then finally, unit publicist Greg Brilliant. His last name sets the bar very high. And I'm wondering, this could go either two ways. When you work with Greg Brilliant, either it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and because he's called Brilliant, he will be brilliant by the nature of his name, or it's always a disappointment. I suspect the latter is really like, I worked with Greg Brilliant, and not so brilliant.
Not so brilliant.
It wasn't so brilliant working with Greg Brilliant. And that's the final.
That's it. That's
credit
it. That's
check.
it.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
I don't feel like the credits are overlong in this series for what they could be.
One of them was.
Probably Expendables 3. Like, Foibles can't wait to get out of there. There's literally those like, come on, even like at the premiere, they're like, come on.
Let's go.
I gotta pee.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess you just have to tell us what you think about the Expendables 2. We're fans.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It's fucking good
And I didn't
time.
feel, and you know what? I didn't feel bad about enjoying it because it was smart too.
Yeah.
It was smart with what it did. I enjoyed it on an ironic and an unironic level simultaneously.
Yes.
That's the key to enjoying these
That's
movies.
why it works.
That's why it works, yes. There aren't many movies you can do that with.
Right.
Ed Wood movies, mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Can you enjoy Ed Wood on an unironic level? I think you can. He's genuine. He's sincere in what he's doing. He's just terrible at it.
He's just bad at it, yeah. Yeah, I watched
Scream.
Oh, well, Scream, I mean.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think it's on that level for me, anyway,
Interesting.
when it works.
It does work a lot. Not most recently.
Oh, you're talking about Scream now? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get there, Pop. We'll get there.
Someday.
Well, they keep making them, not making our job any easier.
I know.
And I was really, I was almost certain that Scream 7 was going to be a flop, but it did really well. So
I was going to say that
So
that's
they're
the
doing another
problem
one.
is that it's not. I guess I shouldn't be declaring so soon, but
we weren't fans.
it's less successful
We're
than
fans
other
of the series,
incarnations
not
of that
the
series.
movie.
But it made money. Like people went and saw it.
So, but will they see the next one? That's the acid test, isn't it? Because the last two, I think, from Scream 5 onwards, people have liked what they've seen. So, how's that going to affect the box office for the next one? Is the question. Did people like Scream 7 enough to?
I have a strong answer for this series, but we'll get there.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
All right. If you're going to tell us what you think about the Expendables 2, you know where to go. You have to go to the grams and the books. I almost said the books and the faces. That's incorrect.
This is at the Bizarro
But yeah.
World's Facebook bookface.
But you could go to X and Threads.
To be honest,
Blue
if they came up with a
Sky.
platform called Bookface that wasn't associated with Meta, I'd sign up.
Of course you would.
Be like I get to use a Facebook like platform and not have to think about how terrible Meta is. Perfect.
How long could Bookface exist before getting that cease and desist letter?
Well, I would give that
Seconds.
I would have thought that cease and desist letter would be given to Blue Sky, but X didn't bite. It apes X in every regard except hatefulness.
I haven't seen it.
That's obvious. They're tacitly admitting. X is tacitly admitting that hatefulness is its USP if it's not gone after Blue Sky. Because everything else is exactly the same.
That's good. All right. Or send an email to everythingsequel@gmail.com. That's it. When you see us next, we'll be talking the appropriately titled The Expendables 3. Looking at you,
This is the Expendables 2, right?
Yeah.
So it's fine up until the next one.
Yeah. The next one fucks it all up.
The one
Expendables.
The one after the one after 909. That's one of the things I love about the Beatles. They're so needlessly complicated. It's like what's the song about? Is it about the 109 train? No, it's about the one after 109. Why would you write a song about that? I don't know. Something to do. Post-war Liverpool, you got to do something.
Something to do. All right. Like I said, you look forward to the Expendables 3. That's next week. Say goodbye to everybody, Tom. You got one left, right?
Just. Who's next? Rambo? That's the only one. That's the only line that I feel like shattered the fictional world a little.
A little, yeah.
Because we don't mention any of the
other existing IP.
Yeah, that's it. The problem with it involves IP. I think that's the problem. Although, right. I mean, is there any essential difference between that and saying yippee-ki-yay?